Rivkah, if Judaism believes in soulmates, how is it that Judaism allows for the marriage of multiple wives? It used to. It used to allow. No, it's not the government. No, the rabbis legislated against it over 1,000 years ago. Okay. But to the question, I'm not a mystic or a seer, but it seems that for the duration of the time of Jewish history where it was possible for a man to marry more than one wife, this must mean that those souls that were joined in marriage, joined to come together in some kind of soul union, that today is accomplished through the joining of one man with one woman. Rabbi Schochet.
I suppose you can take that question to a more practical reality in the way that sometimes somebody is married and may, God forbid, lose their spouse, and then they marry somebody else, and they live very blissfully with that second spouse as well, or even in the context of divorce and what have you. Does that mean that all of a sudden you supplemented some piece of your soul for something else altogether? Think of it in the context of a puzzle. You'll always have a piece of a puzzle, and there are different pieces of the puzzle that fit all around that central piece. When we talk about the term soulmates, it's not a cliche, it's what essentially we really are. And sometimes there can be different parts. Maybe two pieces might fit that little bit better together, and other pieces sometimes have to be that little bit more tweaked in order to be able to fit together, like the Talmud draws the analogy between a first and second marriage. But there can often be more than two parts that constitute soulmates.
Thank you. Rabbi Nu, would you like to add something?
Yeah, I mean, historically, it was never recommended or encouraged to have more than one wife. It's always been the exception and not the rule. And also, perhaps on a practical level, in certainly in olden times when it was a very violent world, and because of war, there were less men in the world than there were women. Maybe it was somewhat of a practical solution, but it was certainly on a spiritual and religious level, it was never ever encouraged or recommended.
If you like that video, hit the subscribe button and notification bell below for hours of the best Jewish content online.